just happy for the win. It's hard to win. Hard to win Division I football games. Just happy for our guys. Happy for the win.
Coach, you just mentioned season ending. It doesn't look like it's that severe.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. We don't have. We'll find out. After the MRI and stuff, but doesn't look good. And so, hated for that kid. What I mean, he's been awesome, wonderful young man. He's worked hard, been getting better, and just hated for him and his family. Unfortunately, it's part of sports.
So obviously it's deflating when they tie the game, but your guys didn't flinch. They came out in overtime and did what they had to do. They scored on their possession, got the defensive stop. What can you say about your team, basically, not worrying about what happened last and just moving ahead?
No, exactly, Wags. And, at the ending part, we're thinking, kind of try to get a score, try to get out in field goal range, but it's like, let's just get it to overtime. Let's just get to overtime, let our kids will battle. And X made obviously a huge play in overtime, and our defense got some big stops obviously at the end. But I mean, just proud of our guys, just fighting in that kind of situation. It just shows the resolve, the grit, and the type of young men we have.
And last for me, before I hand it off, the play in which Xavier scored, was that just a typical option play where he kept, or was it a design play of any sort?
No, with Xavier, we'll probably run more option stuff. You know what I mean? And he did a really good job with that, So we just had to settle down a little bit. He hadn't been playing as much. You know what I mean? So obviously that turnover to start their first. Well, we had that miscommunication on the kickoff again. You couldn't start the second half in a worse situation. You get the ball down there. We're just trying to fair catch it to get the ball to 25, and that happened. Then we fumble for a touchdown. And those normally can be super deflating, but again, to the resolve of our young men, they kept going, kept playing, and X, kept playing. So proud of those guys, proud of our team.
Coach, obviously you have the Notre Dame game in Baltimore, which is your last home game, but this was the last time that your seniors will set foot on Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. How proud are you of the way they played in their final game here? And can you speak to what it felt like to coach your seniors from their first spring ball here to their final game here at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium?
Yeah, we have special young men. Last night we had our senior meeting where seniors just get up and just speak from the heart, and just those always great meetings because you get to see the true character of these young men and who they are. They're great people, come from great families, and so just really, really proud of those guys. But this game, I think, typified who we were and who we are. Started off great. Things started to get a little bleak there. Kept fighting through it. It kind of went up and down. And I'm just proud of our guys that continue to fight. But like I said, this is our last time here for the seniors until they graduate. And so we always use this game as a special game, just to try to help those guys, this their last memories of playing football here, at this stadium until they graduate. But we also want to send a message. We still got a lot of games to play. It's not like sometimes this game falls late in November, and so this wasn't a season-ending game. And obviously we got a huge game coming up. It's a really good opponent, and we got to play much better to even have a chance. But that was just our rally cry for this week. Just circle the wagons for this week. Try to get this one. We'll circle the wagons again for next week. Tape up ourselves, wipe the blood off our mouth, and continue to keep going. So just super proud of our guys to get the W. Winning is hard in Division I football, and just proud of our young men, especially our seniors.
Coach, Peele's play at the end, he had a great game. Overall thoughts on his effort?
I thought he came in for Eli, who had been playing well. Elias had been playing well. And so for him to come in and play like that, really happy for him. But it just, again, shows the resolve of these guys that come to work every day. He hadn't been playing much, but it shows he comes to meetings, he's listening, goes to practices hard, and a great testament to Coach Green, getting ready for the situation. Because, again, when he went in, the game now is close, and so fortunately we couldn't have put him away early on, but Dashaun, like I said, came in that later part of the game and played really well, did some really good things.
Ken, defense and special teams tonight in the first half, I think the two miscues, you guys were able to generate 10 points. How huge was that early on, especially when things weren't gelling offensively?
Well, just we needed to get off to a first good start, and so we got off to a good start. But then we've been talking also about coming out at halftime with a good start, and we came out bad there. But that was well needed. Early on with the defense and that turnover in special teams was well needed.
And Xavier's play off the bench, it took him a while to get going, but you guys had that touchdown drive in the second half where you guys were able to make plays, and then in overtime. What impressed you about him going from being the understudy to being center stage?
Well, it's hard coming off. It's hard coming off the bench at quarterback. Other positions you kind of roll. It's hard coming off the bench, and it took a little while. And I was proud of him though because he did some good things, and he had that turnover, but he battled back from that. So I was proud of him that he battled back. Unfortunately, we don't want that to happen. When it does, you got to be able to move on and press forward. So I was proud of him that he was able to, look past that and finish strong, obviously with this touchdown.
Coach, did you feel that early on you had the ball in their territory a lot, the interception by Elias, the fumbled punt? Did you feel like you could have maybe built a little bit of bigger lead?
Most definitely, Wags. We squandered some opportunities there, and, we're going to have to do better that way. But yes, we definitely squandered some opportunities, some missed points and opportunities there at the beginning.
And then offense overall, do you feel is just, Temple clearly played well at the point of attack. Their defense, what was your overall thoughts on the offense?
Well, statistically, kind of knew coming in, just like you look at their team, just the strengths of their team, and the strength was their defense. And so, you watch them on tape. We just had to take care of the ball. I thought our defense and special teams did a really good job, but the strength of their team was their defense. You look at their statistical stuff, that's where the strength of their team was.
Anything else for Coach?
With this one, like you mentioned, Elias, is he okay? Or?
I think he'll be okay. I don't know yet. I'll go back down to the training room and talk to Jim and the doctors, and hopefully he's okay.
It seemed like it opened up for you.
Yeah, it was a good call. We called it a couple times earlier to the other side. We got a couple gashes on it. So give Coach a lot of credit for coming back to it in that situation. I just had to trust. A couple times I wasn't keeping it downhill as much as I needed to. I was trusting my eyes, and they weren't taking me to the right spot. But in that last one, I trusted my eyes. Got downhill and finished with ends when it mattered.
And you always know it in this offense, you're one play away. Did you feel ready to come on and lead the team after Ty went down?
Yeah, of course. I've been in this situation a lot, for the last 2 years. So I always prepare as if I'm going to be the starter, even though I'm not.
Does it feel good to be able to make something positive?
It's just hard work. Like you said, I had to battle back. A lot of mishaps have happened, and I'm just happy that Coach kept faith in me, and happy that he was happy to put me in, and then I just had to trust myself, trust my teammates, that we were going to get the job done, and we did.
You're going to lead this team the rest of the way. What do you do this week to get ready for a great Cincinnati team, followed by another great team in Notre Dame the week after?
Right. Well, I think the first thing we have to do is prepare our bodies. So we got to get right. A lot of injuries, across the board. That starts tomorrow. We have to come and watch film, see where mistakes were made this week. But then, when Monday hits, we got to get away with it, move on to the next week, and just focus one practice one day at a time. Just work on getting 10% better each day, pushing the guys around us so we can just build momentum and roll through the end of the season.
For any of you guys, the Brigade of Midshipmen, to play in their corner in overtime, what type of home field advantage did that give you guys?
I can speak on that. It's hard to describe. It's one of those feelings that obviously you remember for the rest of your life. And it's just even better that we got to do it for these seniors. Their last time here, that means a lot. They've been on the struggle bus for the last 3 years, all of us have. But to do it for those guys, they had a hard year. They came in during COVID. Most of them left, but the ones that are here are really tough dudes, and they stick by us, through everything. So I'm just grateful that we were able to get that for them.
Obviously, it was some struggle offensively most of the game. Just can you speak on that and what did you think was happening? Was it just Temple was doing a great job at the line of scrimmage and it was
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to say sometimes until you go back and watch the film because you're in the moment of the game. We were not moving the ball as well as we could have. We had we had that one drive that we scored on that was huge for us. But I'm proud of this team because when a man hits a point of failure, most of them lay down. I could speak for myself personally with that, pitch that got knocked down and scored. It could have been really easy to lay down, but that's not how I've been raised. It's not what I do, and I made sure I stayed up and got into these guys and made sure, look, that's on me. We're gonna come back and we're gonna march the field. We're gonna win this ball game. So I'm happy for these guys for battling. Yeah, we didn't go smoothly. A win is a win, like Coach says, but I'm proud of these guys for getting it done because it is hard to win. So.
talk about getting the offense to the point where it's going to be able to hold its end up?
Yeah, like X said, we just need to get our bodies right first of all, and continue to watch film and stay disciplined with our responsibilities. I trust the O-line, and I know that we're gonna get it absolutely right this week, and yeah, just keep grinding every single day.
This is for either of you, Anton or Daba. 224 rushing yards, and like I said earlier, no passing completion. What did it mean to you guys to know that you could just run up and down the field on that Temple defense, and there was pretty much nothing they were going to do to stop you?
It's just the way of our offense. We're always a run-first team, and when you have a player like Ty go down and you have X go in, it's just we gotta do what we gotta do. It wasn't that the pass wasn't there. It's just we trust our run game even much more, and we know that with me, X, and Daba in the game, and also our O-line blocking everybody right, doing everything right, we know that we can win a game against anybody.
Let's talk about the job. Is the defense a struggle? And, with the offense having trouble putting points on the board, the defense had to keep them to a low number, and you did.
Yeah, all week we were talking about just playing a little faster, cut a little bit out of the playbook, and just was focused on playing fast. And I think for a lot of the game we did that. And we know the offense has carried us a lot of games this year where the defense has struggled the past couple of games. So this is kind of our stand, I guess, for the past 3 weeks. So whatever we can help is what we're going to do is just play defense.
Dashaun, first of all, how much have you played cornerback in a game? Was this your first appearance at cornerback in a game for Navy?
No, I played the first 2 games.
Okay.
For the first 2 games of the season, and then I wasn't really getting that much playing time after that. But tonight was considered my 3rd game.
All right. Do you play on special teams?
No, I didn't.
Right. Well, so what was it you got called on with Elias going down, and you had to, it's a pressure situation. You end up making 2 huge plays: the sack off the blitz, off the corner, and then obviously this game-sealing interception.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit nervous, being that I haven't played since Memphis game. But I knew what I could do. I knew what my team could do, and my guys trusted me. I trusted them, so we just went out and finished the game off.
John, Coach mentioned in his post-game remarks how proud he was of all his seniors today, and as a senior who grew up in the Baltimore area, going to Navy, this is your last game on this field. What did it mean to go out with a win, and how do you think you transformed as a player and as a man over your last 4 years?
Yeah, I talked about this during the beginning of this week, but our class has been through, the ringer with COVID and everything else, and just I feel like adversity reveals character is one of the greatest quotes, and I feel like this whole group of seniors took adversity, and they didn't shy away from it. And the people who stayed, Coach Niumatalolo talks about all the time, but they're resilient, tough dudes. And at the end of the day, I want to play with those resilient, tough dudes, and then I want to serve with those same dudes. So great feeling being local here, being able to play in front of my family every week. It's bittersweet to see that go, but a lot of love for Navy.
Colin, overall thoughts on the defense today, and just what did this win feel like to you?
Yeah, it's a great team win. Defense, there's no quit. We talked about just elite execution this week, and I think we were at 1-0 on every play that we attacked. So it was a great feeling. We just got to keep moving with it.
John, Temple had every opportunity to win that game in regulation. They were at first and goal from the 5-yard line. Can you talk about that stop where you held them to a field goal to get to overtime?
Yeah, it was really big. They made an incredible catch, I guess, to set that play up. And we could have hung our heads, but we didn't. And that's just the resiliency of this defense, this group. And credit Nick Straw. He's got the guys ready to go. When I'm a little less talkative, zoned in, kind of getting ready. But, yeah, just playing every down is a new down, new set. Is kind of the mentality we've played with this whole year, and that showed off great the last drive.
So does it, really digging deep to pull this game out? Could this be a lift for you as you go into the stretch run of the season?
Yeah, I think defensively, us narrowing down, getting back to what we're used to, getting back to playing fastball is going to help us. And then just like a resilient win like this, obviously Ty having that injury hurts us a little bit, but just X being able to step up, and the offense where there are a few bumps, sure, but just that's a great booster for our team.
And lastly, Colin, can you talk about sending the seniors like your buddy Marshall out as winners? I mean, it means so much to them to win their last game here at Navy Marine Corps.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. As a younger guy, we've learned to play for these seniors, see what they've gone through and what they've done for us in terms of leadership and just set an example. So, getting out here and being able to help them get a victory today, it's huge.
It looked on that final drive that there was something special going on, and I'm guessing with the lights and all. That was pretty cool too. But and any of you can answer. Was there something going through your head that made you think, yes, we're going to pull this out? Offense got a touchdown. We're going to shut Temple out of the end zone on that final drive.
Yeah, there was a kind of I guess there's kind of juice flowing around the stadium. It was cool what they kind of did with the lights, getting us ready. So that was cool. And I think we just played really to the level of our training. And we'd been playing hard the whole week in practice. And I think that showed on all levels on that last drive.
Kind of like what John said. I feel like once offense scored, I kind of like felt like they gave us a boost on defense. So I really think there was no other way for us to go out like that. But I honestly thought we were going to win from that point forward that they scored. It just gave us a boost of energy, and we had to pull it off for our team.
I really wasn't too worried. Just like we've emphasized the whole week, it's one play at a time. So I wasn't worried about whether it was going to be second, third, fourth down. It was one play at a time. So obviously then when it got to fourth down, you got one play left. So it was a great feeling.
Dashaun, you talked about the interception earlier. I'm just curious, what went through your mind? What were those emotions like when you picked off the ball on fourth down? You ran around. Could you just talk what's going through your head?
I kind of really didn't have it. I was emotionless, honestly. It was just like I could. I honestly could not come up with a feeling. I was just too happy for the team. Really, I was kind of nervous going in. But I feel like once that play happened, it was just like a big relief to know that the game was over.